Hello everyone, and welcome back to Crafting with Amy. I'm Amy, and today I have four Christmas DIYs for you. This is the first one, and I'm going to apologize in advance because I knocked my camera, I bumped into the stand, and I'm out of frame on some of it, but this is a repurposed Christmas tree from Dollar Tree, and that's a printable. If I can find the link, I'll put it in the description box. And a crate from Dollar Tree, some super glue, wood glue, and then some craft paper for the back. And I don't know if I said it, but the crate from Dollar Tree. I thought this was really pretty. I printed it out on cardstock, and I'm just going to trace it. I don't want to cover the bottom, the little trunk thing down there. And this video turned out being way long, so hope everybody's doing okay. So, as you can see, it didn't cover completely down there at the bottom, but I cut some and put down there. But now I'm going to put down some, I'm using my gloss Mod Podge because it's going under. I'm not going over the top of it. I do go around the edges, but I mostly use matte Mod Podge if I'm going to be going over the top of something. Like Speedy Gonzalez here. I'm just covering it really well. I'm not used to using cardstock much, but I didn't know how much it would take. I just knew it wouldn't come through, so. And I have to lift it back up because it's not completely covered. But then I just take a few pieces and cut out. It's like the music, because that's music, old music paper, and with that tree and some presents on it. So I just find a match, or as close as I can, and put that down. And I do cut that off. I don't leave the wings sticking out there. And now I'm letting that dry with some pressure. I put some pressure on it. And I have this little crate from Dollar Tree. And Waverly Antique Wax. But I always put the supplies that I use down in the description box. If you just go to the description and hit more, it'll show for each DIY. I start out, I brush it, and then I take a baby wipe to it, but then I wanted it a little bit darker, so I just went over it some more. I got down in those crevices. because after I wiped it off with the baby wipe, it was a little too light for what I was wanting. And I just do the inside. I don't do the bottom, but I do the sides, the inside, the whole thing. I'm just making sure it's dry down in there in those crevices, or not any excess built up in there. So now I have this, and I'm going to attach. This is where I'm out of frame. So I'm just going to attach this jute twine with some hot glue and go all the way around the edge. And up in those corners, I use a, I think it's a Cricut spatula or Cricut scraper thing to get it adhered up in those, you know, because it's hard to do with your fingers in sharp points like that. So I'm not going to show me doing all of this because it's just repetitive and I'm out of frame. And I apologize for that. I kept hitting my tripod. So now I'm going to take antique wax and just on a chippy brush, just go around the edges of the jute and the paper. And sometimes I burn the jute to get like the little fuzzy things off. But because of that paper, I couldn't do that with this. I know it's weird, a Christmas tree on a Christmas tree, but I just thought that was that paper was so pretty. And when I go searching for printables, I end up in such a rabbit hole. That's what I'm saying. I'll try to find the link where this came from. And then I have some other printables that I printed out. It's hard to believe that it's almost Thanksgiving and then it'll be Christmas. Now I'm just kind of measuring because I want to make sure this is, I'm going to glue it to that crate. So I want to make sure it's in the center. I'm just putting super glue, wood glue, and a little for a permanent hold, and then hot glue for a instant hold. I think that's pretty. And I put a stand, just a little piece of wood I have, just to make sure it wouldn't topple over, because once I put stuff in it, I don't know if it will or not. I just stained a little block of wood and then glued it to the bottom of the crate. And then these are some little, I have these, it's Rustin Times or something. I'll have it linked. Or these are old. My mother gave me these. I don't know. Because she used to make a lot of primitive dolls and stuff. And I think I'm going to use some of her. She used to make a lot of primitive tags and little primitive looking stockings and stuff. I think I'm going to make a wreath using those in my next video. But that's just a rusty star. And I'm just going to hot glue it up there to the top. It already had a little star in the printable, but I wanted to put this up there. The more I see primitive, I normally don't go for that look, but I like to try to offer different, you know, more farmhouse, industrial. So I've been trying to, excuse me, incorporate some vintage. So those two pieces are some pine, I guess. I don't know. They're off of a pick. And then this is a pick from Dollar Tree, and I just flocked it with some antique parchment. And now I'm putting some foam down, and I do glue it. I'm just making sure that it fits, because I had to cut a piece down. And I cut the pine down because that's just part of a pick. I've used several off of that because they were such large. I think I did use some in my last video, but I cut it down because it's pretty wild. And then I used the antique parchment to just kind of flock it also. And I had a candle out there. I thought about putting a little, the little bitty votive, battery operated votive. You could do that. I kept changing my mind. I thought, do I want to do that? Do I want to? I changed my mind a lot. And this one kind of flickers. I think these came from Walmart. I got a big old pack of them. And I forgot to turn it off. And then this came from Hobby Lobby, just like the other greenery, but I don't have a clue what it is. But I'm going to take this little part, and it's hard to cut. I'm too weak. And then it flings across the... So I put two of those in the front, in front of the other pieces. I'm still thinking about that candle. So now I'm going to cut these, and these are some these aren't really great quality, but the other ones that I had that were better quality from Hobby Lobby were a bright red. So this was all I had, and I don't know how long I've had that. But they're foam, and they can be flimsy. Our Dollar Tree doesn't have florals to I've never found any there at any of the Dollar Trees that I go to speak of. I normally get them at Hobby Lobby or Walmart. And I repurpose a lot. See? Forget the candle. Because I realize, I've got to have something else in there too. And I don't want it just jam-packed. So I'm just setting some little berries down in there. There goes that candle. And I may still put I don't know. I don't. I put more of the little berries in there. And now I'm just dry brushing some of that antique parchment on the front and sides of the crepe. And, oh yeah, I put a little shoestring bow and a little berry in the middle of it, just to keep it rustic, vintage. I'll probably still put that light in there instead. I don't know. I just love that paper, or that printable. And DIY number 2, I'm using more printables, and I have these little tags that could go on gifts. They could be tree ornaments. I printed those Santas out on tissue paper. I've seen other people do that, so I thought, well, I'm going to give it a shot. So I just taped down tissue paper to cardstock really, really well, and I have an inkjet printer. It did fine. So I have these 2, I don't know where these came from. 2 wooden tags. And I'm painting, I don't even know why I do this, with antique parchment. And now I have cut that out, and I'm going to Mod Podge it. To the raised up part. Yeah, that antique parchment didn't even show up on there. I'm like, duh. It's been a week. But now I am putting Mod Podge on there. But I'm using matte. And I'm slow, so I sped it up because I am so slow when I do anything like this. And so I just smooth it out. And it's cut to where, like, I went a little bit over on the sides, because there wasn't any real good way to measure. And now I have I printed off several of these because I'm planning on doing something else with them also. I printed that on cardstock. It's a little girl sitting by a Christmas tree. I just got ink, and I think I've already used it all in my last couple of videos. And I thought I'd show y'all how to cut. I've already put the Mod Podge on that one because I felt that would be repetitive, but now I'm going to put some weight on it. Now I'm getting this lighter, and I'm going to burn the edges of this tissue paper. It works. lighter is hard to, whoa, hard to push. And it will turn like the wood part a little bit brown, but that's okay because I go in and distress it. I couldn't find a hole punch anywhere. I've got one. I don't know where it is. So now I'm taking this one, and because of that raised up area, I'm just taking my nail, or lack thereof, and going down. And I take this X-Acto knife and cut that off, I believe. So now for these two, I've taken just that music paper, cut off the music part of it, and I'm putting one on this Santa, and then I have a Christmas tree. So I don't, you know, it's the same thing. I use my Podge so I don't show. I'm just trying to give y'all some different ideas. And then I put one of those rusty bells on him, and then I'm like, really, Amy? You can't even tell he's got a sack on his back. He's got a bell on his toboggan, or what is that? His Santa hat. So, you know, the tree's okay. These two are okay. Now I'm taking some twine and tying knots just for them to hang. Like I said, they could be, and I do take the tags off the back, like mini pearl. But for gift tags, or, you know, an ornament, yeah. So I did the same thing. I took some Waverly Antique Wax and went around the edges on all of them. And on this little tree, I put some of those little bitty mini rusty bells. I don't really know how I feel about that. But I love that paper. So you'll have to let me know what you think about those. I like those too. The others, I can't really tell Santa's Santa. And if there's anyone new here, I want to welcome you and thank you for stopping by. And if you like the content, I hope you'll consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, I really appreciate you all. So this is DIY number 3. I had this done and thought it was in another video, but it wasn't. So I have this little shadow box thing from Dollar Tree that I got last year, and those ornaments came from Hobby Lobby. So I'm just going to pop this little joy thing out. Oh, and that's a wall tile. I've never used this kind from Dollar Tree. And then that is apple barrel chocolate bar paint that I'm going to paint the frame. So now I have I just measured and cut the size. And these have they're sticky on the back, But I do go ahead and put some hot glue down. But I don't think it would have gone anywhere. It's pretty snug. I ended up having to cut a little bit more off the side, I think. Because none of these boxes are from Dollar Tree. It's rare if you ever find one that's completely square or, you know, perfect. Because they're $1.25. And I think this one was actually half off because our Dollar Tree, it took them so long to get stuff that I was going to try to find spring stuff, and they got their Christmas stuff so late. They had all their Christmas stuff marked 50% off. So I put some hot glue down, and I like that towel. I was wanting to use it to make like a fireplace. So now I'm just going to hot glue this ornament down in here, and I just leave it plain. And I'm going to forewarn you, I'm getting ready to dig out the mini garland. That's the Hobby Lobby mini garland that I absolutely love. I'll make a jumpsuit out of it or something, I don't know. But it'd be mighty itchy. So I'm just measuring it. Cutting it. Straightening it out as best I can and gluing it on there. Hot glue. And I wasn't thinking when I put the bottom piece on. Well, I was, but not real well, because it prevented it from wanting to stand up. Straight. So yeah, but I just take another one of those little wood blocks and attach it to the back so it don't fall over. You can fix a lot of things with those little wood blocks. Wood, that's just like some scrap wood. You'll see here in a second. It starts to topple over. And now I have that Pip Berry Garland that came from Hobby Lobby. It's cream, and I'm just going to put it around. See, that's where I realized I don't have it. So I put the little stand. I do take the sticker off. And then I put a little, I think that's a little pre-made raffia bow up at the top. And that's just a little simple DIY that I think it's cute. And for this next DIY, just don't even ask. I've had this thing forever, and it's cute, but I'm tired of it. So it's got these little bells on it for buttons, and they are wired in there, so I get those out. Y'all are probably thinking, why would you even bother that? And the answer is, I don't really know. I'm going to take some masking tape and put on the back and add some spackling. I don't even know where this came from, but that's how long I've had it. I haven't decorated with it for a real long time, but so that'll keep the spackling from coming out the back. And there's another one over there. So yeah, I ran across this and I was like, I wonder what I can do with that. And after I did it, I'm like, why did I do that? So the bottom has texture there where it's white, and I wanted to go with that look. So I take some apple barrel white paint and I add baking, and I put way too much baking. Is that soda? Baking, yeah, soda. Get it all mixed up. And I'm going to take this sponge brush and dab on. That had a glue string on it. And I'll move the cup here in a minute. But I go over the entire thing with this, and I have to go over it twice because of the red. I didn't have a problem covering the brown, and obviously not the white, but the red was an issue. So I'm just pouncing it on there to kind of give it that same texture. Now here, I wish I'd left it like this. I've already started. I've seen this done. I don't have any of those molds. I need to get some of those, but I wanted to put some little squiggly designs with my hot glue gun. And I need to get some molds. So I do one design on one part and then another design. And I don't even know if you call them designs. They're just like little squiggly thingies. And you need to go slow. And I did go slow, but you need a lot of glue sticks. I had this sped up because it was a slow process. Now I have all that done, and I like it. I like it like that. I wish I had just left it like that. But no. Yeah, fingers crossed. This is that metallic copper. Yeah, fingers crossed again. So I'm going to take a sponge brush and start applying it with just like the very tip with that metallic, folk art metallic copper, antique copper. I thought black, I thought silver, I thought gray, but I really do like it. Once I see it in this, I should have just left it clear. But I didn't. So now, you know, I'm probably going to try to get all that hot glue off and try it again. But I know you can get molds and even use hot glue in the molds to make different things, and or even like some clay, dry clay, or fast drying clay. Yeah, there we are. See, wasn't it better before? I'm looking at it like, really? Over here it looks like G's or 6's. Over there it looks like 9's. I don't know what those other things. Okay, so sometimes I just needed to just show you what not to do. And this is it. Excuse me. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. And I want to thank you all for stopping by. And you all have a good rest of your week.